What is going on, guys? Jason Burke here, Styles Clash for Life, coming at you on YouTube, and today I've got some football focus. The Pittsburgh Steelers just finished their Week 3 matchup of the 2025 NFL season on the road against the New England Patriots, and I gotta say, this video might be a bit of a venting fest for me. Pittsburgh gets out with the win 21-14. You think, okay, Pittsburgh gets the win on the road. They improved to 2-1. The Patriots are going to get better. They've been getting slightly better this year than previously as Drake May evolves. I have not felt a win that has felt this much like a loss in a long time. Sometimes you can lose a close game and have things to talk about that are positive. Other times, like today, you can win a game and feel like it's a big loss. You feel like your team is kind of hopeless. And I'm not going to lie, about that first drive of the second half, I started to kind of lose hope. I wasn't cheering as hard on defense. I wasn't as hopeful for the big plays on offense. I wasn't even as excited because of the things that were happening during the game. I'm still a hardcore fan. I'm not abandoning the team. I'm not being a bad fan or a fair weather fan. But this game felt hopeless to me in a lot of ways. And let's break down why. There's a lot of stuff to get into in this game. And first things first, I'm not shortchanging the Patriots. I know they are getting better. Drake May is getting better. The team is slightly improving. They are still currently a below-average team. They came in at 1-1. They had a pretty good game last week, but they're not a very good team. They're still on the bottom, on the way up. And to win a game against this team by 7 points, again, the first week looks more like an aberration because the Jets stink. The Jets have been getting blown out. They have not been good on offense in 2 weeks. They have been getting killed. We made the Jets look very good, and they're not very good. And then we came back and made Seattle look better than they have looked previously in this season. So we have now beat a very inferior team and lost to a team that is not as good as we made them look. And now we go ahead and win this game by 7 to a Patriots team that is definitely below average, one of the weaker teams in the AFC, in spite of the fact that they're going to get better. And the Patriots kept us in this game with penalties and turnovers. The Patriots had 5 turnovers in this game, 4 lost fumbles, 3 from running backs. Ramondre Stevenson fumbled the ball twice, including once going into his own end zone as he was about to score. Antonio Gibson fumbled and lost a fumble to us. Drake May lost a fumble to us and threw an interception to us in the Patriots end zone. So not only did the Patriots have 5 turnovers and we couldn't get anything off those turnovers, but the Patriots had 3 of those turnovers inside their own 10, 2 of which were in their own end zone and one of which was in their 10 or 15 yard line. So 3 turnovers in their red zone, 2 in their end zone, and we still only wind up with a 21-14 last minute victory with 3 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Really, really miserable. And again, the Patriots were also giving us a lot of turnovers on bad holding calls down the field, pass interference calls on balls that weren't catchable. The referees bailed us out on several drive-extending plays. We got so lucky to escape New England with this win. When you look at this matchup and say Pittsburgh is going to go in here and get 5 turnovers and is going to get a go-ahead touchdown in the fourth quarter and barely win by 7, you cannot feel good about that. Let's talk about the stats and get further into why I'm disappointed today. Aaron Rodgers, 16 of 23 in this game, 139 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. The 2 touchdowns were pretty good. One was a one-on-one ball to DK Metcalf, who beat the guy by a step on the outside and just got a nice one-on-one catch like he does, throwing it up to the big guy, letting him go get the ball. The other touchdown was a nice play where Calvin Austin did a little stutter and go, sluggo as they kind of call it. It wasn't really a slant and go, but a stutter and go. Gets to the outside, gets separation. Rodgers puts the ball on the back shoulder very nicely. Calvin makes the nice catch. 2 good touchdowns for Rodgers. The interception was terrible. He was just staring a guy down the entire time. Threw it to Robert Spillane, the ex-Steeler, staring down the receiver, underthrowing the ball, not seeing the linebacker floating back in spite of the fact that his legs were stationary. Just a really bad interception. So 2 good touchdowns, 1 bad pick. Rodgers in this game did not look good. In spite of the fact that we looked very good on offense the first game against a bad Jets team, we have looked really bad these last 2 weeks, and Rodgers is part of the problem. Aaron Rodgers, again, 16 completions in this game for just 139 yards. That's obviously way below 10 yards per completion. This offense looks anemic. This offense looks so bad. Did we have one play longer than 15 yards? We had the one completion on 3rd down to Jonnu Smith across the middle. Other than that, I don't think any of our completions were longer than 15 yards in this game. We were doing a lot of dump and flag. Throw in the screen plays to Jalen Warren. Throw in the screen outs to DK Metcalf. throwing the screen outs to Jonnu Smith. It was just backwards passes, line of scrimmage passes, getting penalties, holding down the field. The only time we threw the ball up was one-on-one balls where our tall guys could go and get the ball. This team looks so bad. Rodgers' arm looks cooked. He looks like he can't get the ball downfield. Part of that goes to the offensive line looking really bad and not pass protecting. Part of that looks like the wide receivers can't get themselves open because our only completions are either screens or one-on-one balls where the guys go and get it. On offense, the two things to me that are positives, the only two things on the entire offense that I like right now are, number one, we have big body guys that go and get the ball. DK on the big touchdown catch also drew a pass interference on a ball that was nowhere near him, but he was a big body guy and he was using his body well. Darnell Washington also drew a pass interference. That's 2 weeks in a row that he's got a good big body play. The 2-point conversion last week, the pass interference this week. So tossing the ball up one-on-one gives us good opportunities to either catch or draw a penalty. That's a positive. And the other positive is Jaylen Warren is very good in the open field at making guys miss. He has good footwork and a good combination of quick moves with power, speed and power mixed together to make a lot of guys miss tackles and turn, 3-yard plays into 10-yard plays and minus 2-yard plays into like 2-yard positive plays. So he can reverse field a bit and make guys miss. I like what Warren's doing out there. Other than those two things, I've got nothing good to say here. Again, Rodgers' arm doesn't look like it used to. His vision doesn't look like it used to. The line can't block for him. The line's not giving us any running lanes, so our running game is not helping. Our receivers are not getting open. Our schemes are not getting receivers open. The play calling is super conservative and inconsistent and terrible. It's a lot of -2 to positive 3-yard passes. We're not getting downfield. Like I said, we had one nice play to Calvin. We had the one nice throw to Jonnu Smith. Other than that, it's just one-on-one go balls. We're not doing anything downfield at all. And when you can't run and you can't give the quarterback time and you can't get open and you're not calling good plays and you're not designing good schemes, nothing's going right besides those two things that I said. This offense looks terrible. Jaylen Warren, 18 carries, 47 yards. That is 2.6 yards per carry. I'm not going to put this one on Jaylen. I've said I like Jaylen breaking tackles. He did add 34 yards receiving today. Jaylen is our best player on offense right now. You can make a case for DK Metcalf. Calvin Austin gets 1 or 2 good plays a game. A couple other guys are doing a few things, but mainly right now it's Jaylen Warren. And yes, 2.6 yards per carry is freaking atrocious. I put that mostly on the line. The play calling is predictable and bad too, but this one to me is more on the run blocking line. It's been terrible. So Jaylen, not a good day here. Kenneth Gainwell does get a rushing touchdown. He had one nice rush, got himself in the end zone. The play disbursement was better today. Jaylen Warren being the clear lead back and getting the 18 carries, getting Caleb Johnson off the field. He did not play today. Might have been on the return unit, but didn't get a return. Didn't get any carries. Getting him off the field was a positive. Getting Warren the start and clearly more carries was better. Gainwell got less carries today. So the disbursement is getting better. That's a positive. But Gainwell gets the rushing touchdown. Receiving-wise, Jaylen Warren with 34 yards leads the way in receiving today. Again, a problem with Rodgers, a problem with the line not giving us time, and a problem with the receivers not getting open. This is a 3-pronged problem on offense. Jaylen Warren with just 34 yards. DK gets a touchdown. I think he had 2 catches today. One was a screenplay and one was the touchdown. Also drew the pass interference on the one target. Then Calvin Austin goes and gets the 1 catch for the really nice back shoulder play. He got 2 catches today. One was a slant, and then one was the back shoulder touchdown. So DK and Calvin score. Offensive line, again, not good. No sacks on the stat sheet for the offensive line. Didn't give any sacks up, but still, Rodgers was getting hit like crazy. Broderick Jones got him hit twice on plays that he could have made better throws. He looked a bit lost out there. Rodgers looked slow. He looked old and looked lost. He could not escape the pocket and get outside the way that he did last week against Seattle. Patriots did a better job containing. Couple hits given up by Broderick Jones, but no sacks. Penalties today, 1 on Troy Fautanu, 1 on Zach Frazier. Too many penalties on the Steelers. Way more on the Patriots, and we got bailed out. But Steelers got some penalties today. Got to control that. That I'll put on the coaching. I'm going to say Mike Tomlin is guilty of that one. Defensively, again, it's going to look good because we got a lot of big splash plays. We did get 5 sacks today on the D-line. That's encouraging. Still not quite enough for me, not enough pressures. Too much time for Drake May, but we did get 5 sacks. We also got 4 forced fumbles and 4 fumble recoveries. So that's 8 splash plays there, individual splash plays, the 4 forces and the 4 recoveries. So, yeah, 5 sacks, 5 turnovers, you can't complain too much, right? But it's the Patriots, and we didn't get anything off those turnovers. I think our go-ahead score came off of the last fumble, right, that Drake May did. But other than that, it was a 14-14 game for most of the second half. And just kept making it worse and worse by not converting anything. The Patriots also were not afraid of us. This is a trench problem for us too. The Patriots went for a 4th down on their own 15-yard line without hesitation and got it. They also went for it 3 other times and got it easily. They weren't scared of us in the least. Pittsburgh is striking the least fear on anybody in the entire league right now. We look washed. We look old. We look soft. We look like we're getting no pressure overall. We look like we're not being physical overall. This is a sad team to watch. Hard to watch on offense, frustrating to watch on defense. 14 points is a drastically better number than the 30-plus points for the last 2 weeks, but the Patriots are also a team in an offense that are far worse than our last 2 teams. I guess they're worse than the Jets. They stink too, right? But too much against the Jets, which makes us look worse. But yeah, 14 points is an improvement. It's still the Patriots with 5 turnovers and penalties. 14 points. That being said, Drake May had like 280 yards today and only had 9 incompletions. Our middle of our defense looks freaking soft as porridge. I mean, I'm 39 and disabled, and I could run my slow limping ass through a freaking hole on this team. The run game didn't do too much, but Drake May getting outside outran our defensive line quite a bit. Several guys missed plays. Benton missed one. Harmon missed one. May got to the outside as the leader there. Rushing Patriot-wise didn't do too well. 3 fumbles, 2 from Stevenson, 1 from Gibson, and didn't do too much on yards per carry. Drake May was the one that ran pretty well on us. The running backs didn't do that much. Receiving-wise, it was Hunter Henry with 8 catches. The tight ends, again, there was a couple from Austin Hooper as well. The middle of our defense is what looks bad. The only outside guys that are getting anything is when they're coming off the line and just doing little leak-out plays where they're getting almost like slants or leaks where they're getting 6 or 7 yard plays and the outside gets open. Otherwise, it's the middle of the defense that's wide open. I'll call out the positive turnovers real quick. Sack-wise, we got 5. TJ Watt gets 2, ending the 6-game drought that Watt didn't have any in a row. Watt gets 2. Cam Hayward gets 1. Derek Harmon gets his first of his NFL career. Congratulations and welcome back to Derek Harmon. And Nick Herbig gets a sack. And a lot of pressures today from Herbig. He was a pressure leader today. Herbig and Watt both got pressures today. Watt 2, Cam 1, Harmon 1, Herbig 1. Overall, defensive splash plays. Cam Hayward bats a ball in the Patriots end zone. Brandon Echols gets the interception. His first as a Steeler. Cam also got a forced fumble out there as well. So Cam with a sack, a batted ball for a pick, and a forced fumble. Fumble recoveries. Darius Slay got 1. TJ Watt got 1. Jabril Peppers, welcome to the Steelers. He gets 1, and Peyton Wilson gets 1. Fumble recoveries, like I said, Cam. Jabril Peppers got 1 as well. Cole Holcomb gets 1, and TJ Watt gets 1. So big shout-outs and positives today overall to TJ Watt because he had 2 sacks, a forced fumble on 1 play, and a fumble recovery on another play. So 4 big splash plays out of TJ plus a few pressures. Also, like I said, Cam Hayward gets a sack today, gets a batted ball for a pick today, and gets a forced fumble today as well. And then Peppers gets a forced fumble and fumble recovery on the same play. So those 3 guys made a difference. Peppers did get a few tackles in the open field as well today. I think he needs to be on the field more. He's been here now for 2 weeks. He's learned the playbook, and he is exponentially better than some other guys on this team. The guys that I give a lot of flack to for those open middle of the field things, Patrick Queen. Patrick Queen for 2 weeks in a row now has been much better in the run game pursuit. He is getting a pressure or 2 on the quarterback per game, doing much better in the run game. I think he led the team in tackles again today, 2nd week in a row where he was getting around the field in the run game and the open field receiving game. But he is allowing a lot to the tight end and slot receivers when he's in coverage. He is not a good coverage linebacker. He is showing us that he can be an elite run-stuffing linebacker. I can't say elite, but very good, at least in the last 2 weeks. Not a good pass coverage linebacker. I could argue the same thing for Peyton Wilson. Peyton Wilson has gotten a lot of tackles, but he's really struggling in coverage. Bringing in Cole Holcomb got us that forced fumble. It got us a stop. But I think Holcomb should be on the field a little more because we need more pass coverage from our linebackers. They are not covering at all. Chuck Clark was bad today. He had a hard time covering the middle of the field. Liability today in coverage, not good. Also had 2 dropped interceptions. One was right in his hands on an underthrow by Drake May, dropped it right out of his hands. Could have got a pick 6 out of that. Another one was a sliding grab that he had to make, had it in his hands and it touched the ground. So 2 turnovers that Clark could have had that he didn't have. Patriots could have had 2 more than they already had. So bad day for Chuck Clark and Patrick Queen. Brandon Echols, in spite of the good interception where he made the nice read off the Cam Hayward tip, got beat a lot in coverage. Not very good. Did make the last tackle. So plus/minus. He got a nice pick and he got the last tackle to end the game, but was getting beat a lot in the middle of the field for mostly by tight ends, a little bit by like Booty, and I think Demario Douglas got one. Peyton Wilson having a hard time covering. Also, where's Keanu Benton? We saw Harmon today make some plays. We saw Cam make a lot of good plays today. Keanu Benton had 1 tackle in the whole game today, and he has been nowhere so far the entire season. 3 games here, and he has done nothing for us. I've talked about the future of this line with Y.A. Black and Benton and Harmon when they get healthy. And Harmon's back now and has showed a bit of a difference today. Benton has showed us nothing so far. So got to look at Queen and Wilson in coverage at least. Got to look at the slot coverage in the middle of the field. Big play Slay, Darius Slay, has been around the ball a bit, but has also been getting beat a little bit too. He's been very inconsistent, and Benton has just not been there for the line. We need more pressure from the line. Pittsburgh manages to get a bunch of penalties, a bunch of bailouts, a bunch of turnovers, could have got more turnovers, and still only wins by 21-14 over a hapless Patriots team who passed on us way too well. Chris Boswell did not kick today. No need for a field goal for us. But another big game out of our punter Waitman. 4 punts for 169. That is a 42.3 yards per punt average. But 3 of those 4 punts were inside the 20. So yeah, the average was down today, but it's because he had a shorter field. And 3 of his 4 punts go inside the 20, including one that bounced over the guy's head and rolled out at the 9-yard line. So another good day out of a good season so far from Waitman. Boswell and Waitman have been great this year so far. So what do you guys think overall? Am I being too hard on this game? I know it was still a road win, but I don't feel very comfortable with the bad passing, the bad blocking, the receivers not getting open, the bad play calling, the lack of a run game, the lack of pass coverage, the lack of contain on the outside, the lack of pressure overall. What do you guys think? Am I being too hard on this team? Who stood out to you in a positive way? Who do you want to call out negatively and why? Tell me in the comments down below, and please like, share, and subscribe these Pittsburgh Steelers Deep Dives if you want to see more. I'm going to do them anyway, so please like and follow along. I'll be back again next week. Pittsburgh, I think, goes to London next week, playing an early, 9 o'clock in the morning game against Minnesota. So we'll see how the jet lag and travel and injured Minnesota team, who's playing with, I think, Carson Wentz right now. Let's see how that game works out for us. Hopefully it leads to another win. But this win doesn't feel like a win. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments below, and I'll talk to you guys soon.